Good evening and welcome back, ladies, gents and Pikachus. Today we'll be discussing far-right fucking maniacs once again. I have been called a far-right maniac, everyone's been called a far-right maniac, but far-right of what? What is the post in which we are calling neutral or middle or central? Far-right of fucking what? So for me, personally, I'm talking about the British law. A centrist is someone who is directly on the letter of the page of British law. If you follow all the laws and you agree with that as the central point, then far right is anyone who breaks the fucking law. And far right is people who demand more litigation and more laws. But then if you think about it, anyone who is Islamic is not in the centre. So to an Islamic person, someone who is far right is someone who's on the left. Whereas if you're on the far left, someone who is far right is basically everyone. Even the centre is the right to you, and everything past that is the far right. So the point of this, ladies, gents and Pikachus, is when we're thinking about people and we're calling them far left, centrist, far right, or whatever we're going to call them, where is that central pillar? Are we all going to agree on this? Are we all going to come together and just say, right, this is centre when we're talking about people, and this is far left and this is far right? Or are we just going to have it dictated to us by the BBC, who, by the way, are actually not centrist anymore? Even though they claim to be non-biased neutral reporting, we all know that's complete fucking fantasy. So, short video today, but in conclusion, we have to agree standards. We can't just be hopping from one standard to the next depending on which day of the week it is or what fucking thing we want to be true or what we agree with personally. Otherwise it's just going to be mayhem. Imagine if driving on the road was like that. Imagine if you were in a taxi and the guy was saying, oh, well, where do you want me to drop you off? And you said, oh, just over there. You see that road over there on the right? Just drop me off over there. And he drove left. Because he's thinking you're over there somewhere, and to him, right is that way. That's what we're like in politics now. So we need to agree. This is the centre. Over here is the right. Over here is the left. Right over there is far right, and fucking all the way back there is far left. Otherwise, what are we? We are pawns being moved around at will by some invisible hand, the force of fucking nobody. Is that what we need and what we want and what is good for us, or not? You decide, and I will stay right here in the fucking centre. In fact, you know what? I'm slightly centre left, if I'm honest, because I do think we need more enforcement of laws. That is what qualifies me as centrist, because I'm lawful, good, and I want a little bit more enforcement, so I'm off to the left. Whereas if I was far right, I'd be saying, no, I will do the enforcement, fuck the police, I'm going to pick up the nearest weapon, my pitchfork, and I'm going to go and I'm going to enforce the law myself. That is really what far right is. So, in conclusion, the people who are in the news currently, people being arrested and pepper sprayed in the face for nothing, like Tommy Robinson, is Tommy Robinson far right because he attended a pro-Israel protest? No. Is he far left because he thinks that Israel should have a state of its own and be able to defend that? No. But is he a centrist? No, because he doesn't agree with a lot of the laws of this country. So, Tommy Robinson is not far right, but neither is he a centrist. So what I think is, we need to reset these standards and then agree. And from that day onwards, we can start being more fair and more unbiased ourselves. It's very easy to fall into the trap of being extremely fucking biased, isn't it? I mean, Lawrence Fox found that himself. What he thought 10 years ago was a centrist policy, even though he hasn't changed in those 10 years, is now a far right policy. And in 10 years time it may well swing to being a far left policy. And what we'll get when somebody else is moving the goalposts around and we're in the middle, you see how that works? Say I'm here, I'm in the centre and the goalposts are here. If I move the goalposts like this, suddenly I'm on the far right. But I haven't changed. Nothing has fucking changed. I'm not doing anything different to 10 years ago when I was called a centrist, and 10 years previous to that when I was a lefty. Believe it or not, yes, Daily Corvid was a fucking far lefty. That's what I was considered in the, in the early 2000s. I had a website called the Anti-Division Movement, and I was saying we should all be friends. Islam, Christian, atheist like me, that's what I was at the time. I was considered far left. And now, I'm being called far right. So that's what I'm telling you. These goalposts are being moved around. It's not us. It's not me or you or our opinions. Our opinions are not transitionary, you know, they're fucking stationary. And the goalposts are the things that are being moved. So that's the end of this video, ladies, gents and Pikachus. Think about that. If you think you are a centrist, just beware. It's not up to you what you are. It's not even up to your opinions what you are. It's the person in control of those goalposts who is resetting the opinion and telling you which side of the political spectrum you will be on next week. And I will see you in that next week, because I'm about to fuck off and eat some food and have a cup of tea and brush my hair and relax and go to bed. So I hope you enjoyed that little synopsis on what centrist, far left and far right used to mean, and what it's gonna mean in a couple of months' time when those goalposts get moved once again. So that's the end of this news report. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you later. Bye! He shoots, he scores, pulls one back for common sense, so it's like 15-1 against. Oh, did I just misgender myself? She shoots, she scores! Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Bye now. Bye 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 bye.